I want to tell you about is my husband. We were visiting my dad and his wife in Las Vegas, where they were living. And I thought I'd start with this story because he's famous and family famous with this story. Is the fact that we were all sitting at the dining table and we were going to eat, sitting down, trade stories, be the loud Polynesian family that we are, and my husband sitting there quietly. He kept walking back and forth. Well, we had the food out on the table. He kept walking back and forth between the bathroom and sitting at the head of the table. So I was like, oh my God, what's wrong with him? My family was talking. They kept talking like we always do. And of course, loudly. We're just like Italians and French. We talk. When we're together, we're happy. So my husband came back 2, 3, 4 times. And what happened was finally on the fourth seat where he sat down, he kept doing this. I did notice something that he was doing this every time he came out of the bathroom and every time he sat at the table. And I'm like, God, what is he doing? Does he have an itch? What's going on over here? This is what he kept doing. So, and then finally this. And I looked at him, I asked him, what is going on? And I was trying to be discreet, but my husband looks at me and goes, I smell something. And I go, what do you mean? And he goes, I keep smelling something and it won't go away. And I was like, okay. He goes, well, I keep going back to the bathroom and washing my hands and I still smell shit. So I'm like, well, if you keep washing your hands, why are you still smelling it? Where is it? In your hair? Where the hell do you have it? And I finally figured, I asked him a question. I said, are you smelling something at the table? He goes, kinda. And then come to find out, I'm going to grab it here. This is what he was smelling. It's something that Filipinos eat and a lot of Asians do. It's shrimp paste. So I'm sitting there laughing my head off. And in fact, if you put this just close enough, you could probably smell it through the camera. It's pretty strong and pungent. But we mix it with this meat dish that we call kari kari. And my husband, I finally picked up the bowl and I go, is this what you're smelling? And he's like, oh my God, that's it. My dad, I finally looked at my dad. I had to finally tell him what was happening, and he could not stop laughing. My dad was laughing so hard, I think he almost fell out of his chair. He was crying. So now my dad tells the story about Mike, and it's called Bagaun, is what we call it. For some reason in Tagalog language, there's a lot of un. But Bagaun, and it's just shrimp paste, and it's really strong, and it's a salty dish that they produce, and it's getting eaten with all kinds of meat dishes if you like salt. But anyways, I thought that was hilarious. I told the story to my son recently, and it's hard to make him laugh, but this story made him crack up. I mean, he was cracking up. So anyways, that's my one story today. I will have more to come. I'm hoping that you guys will contribute towards my goal of talking about the different cultures, and how the marriages and the relationships and the funny things that come out of it. So I will talk to you later. Ciao now.